example, the very first point, the word collective is very important. A common collective purpose. If you remember, last time I gave you the example of the players inside the playing area and the spectators in the stadium. Now, the spectators also have a common purpose of watching the match, but it is not a collective purpose because I may be supporting team A and you may be supporting team B. So to that extent, we are not a team. When you are a team, then it has to be a common purpose, yes, but a collective purpose. All of them should have the very same purpose. Then that sense of pride, recognition by each individual as belonging to the same unit. You know, if you work for a big multinational corporation or a very well-known organization, you say with pride, you know, I work for XYZ. Whereas if you work for very small enterprise or something which nobody seems to be knowing, then you do not take that kind of pride. Some do, but normally a team must, each member of the team that is, must have that pride in him or her belonging to the same unit. Right? Then interdependent functions. Again, I gave you an example. If I bowl well, you have to field well. Only then we can get the wicket. And agreed norms or values which regulate behavior. Some of the behavioral norms that are laid down may not suit me. For example, this early morning thing never suited my work 10 setup. My time, even the corporate HR was located in the factory. So the timing was the same 8 in the morning. So the point I'm making is that it may not be suiting me as an individual, but that is an agreed norm. So I have to reach there at it. There is no this thing about it. Right? So these are the 4 things that a team must possess. Now, now we are moving gradually to the practical aspect. So one of the 3 distinguishing features, when will you say that the team working is really happening? Accomplishment of tasks, and you must make it clear to everyone specifically what the task is. For example, it is very nice and sounds very good to say, oh, participation matters, winning is not everything, right? The point is, if you are playing as a team, you are there to win, not to play. Many of you would recall 2007 World Cup, when we could not clear the league stage and we were beaten by Bangladesh also. And that was a crazy day because we 8 of us were sitting on one table having dinner in India Habitat Center. And interestingly, 6 of us were Indians. We had 1 Bangladeshi and 1 Pakistani. Right? So 8 people were there on that table. There was some conference in Delhi where all of these people had come. And so 7 people on the table were unhappy. Why? Because 6 of us Indians were being beaten by Bangladesh and there was a Bangladeshi gentleman there. And why was the Pakistani gentleman unhappy? Because Ireland was beating Pakistan simultaneously, parallel. So you can very well say, oh, we went to play cricket and we played cricket. So why are we unhappy? No. Team, if you have gone as a team, your job is to win. It is not just to play. It's as simple as that. I think it was Jack Welch who said that either you are number 1 or you are number 2, whichever business you are, or get out of that business. And that is how, the whole concept of also ran. ये जो आप मैराथन देखते हैं, एमेचर्स जो दौड़ते हैं, कोई 5 किलोमीटर दौड़ रहा है, कोई कुछ कर रहा है, तो also ran वाला बात. But who remembers them? Even Olympic gold medalist आपको याद होगा, उसके बाद सिल्वर कौन सा और ब्रॉन्ज कौन सा वो भी नहीं याद होगा. जबकि the difference between timing particularly in, let's say, 100 meters or whatever, I don't think any of you will be able to tell me when Usain Bolt got those gold, who was number two, who won the silver. Nobody remembers. So please remember, in a competitive world, you are there to win. And there is a saying, winning is not the only thing. Winning is not everything. Winning is the only thing. So that is the kind of motivation that people must have. So second point is about motivation. And to remember it easily, it was sweet music to my ears when Narayan Murthy at one point in time had said that the most valuable of my assets, the most valuable of my assets, go back every evening. Leave me every evening, he said actually. Leave me every evening. And then he says, they must have a good enough reason to come back tomorrow morning. They must have a good enough reason to come back tomorrow morning. What is he saying? His computers and his offices and other equipment don't leave him in the evening. It is only the people. And they must feel great coming back to the office in the morning. That is the motivation. I distinctly remember 2006 September, I was reading an article in one of the business magazines. 1st of October 2006, Indra Nooyi was supposed to take over as global CEO of Pepsi. And in that article about Indra Nooyi, a lot of things were written. And one of the things that was written is very, very anxious and waits for 7:30 to happen every morning, because 7:30 is the office time. He wants to reach office the first kind of an approach. So there must be some motivation which is pulling you towards that office. And that's what Narayan Murthy also said in different words. So essentials of team working are three. I have explained two. And the third one is the synergy effect, which we have briefly done through the example. Now you see the definition of synergy. Teams don't perform extraordinarily only because of extraordinary performances or extraordinary talent there. It clearly says synergy effect means ordinary people working extraordinarily to supplement and complement each other's competency. वो तो clear है. And most important, support each other's incompetence to produce phenomenal results. जाता है और दूसरा 100 कर देता है तो एवरेज 50 हो गया. तो इसी तरह से अगर चलता रहा तो 550 रन बन जाएंगे, right? Which is always a good score in any kind of format, right? मतलब T20 and ODI में तो होता ही नहीं है. But I am saying that is the synergy effect. एक अगर incompetent हो गया, डक पे आउट हो गया, तो दूसरे ने पूरा कर दिया. That is the kind of thing. And this was beautifully seen. Many of you may not even have heard of it or vaguely heard of it. The 1971 was a watershed year in Indian cricket history when we won for the first time in West Indies and also we went. That time in West Indies where Gavaskar started his career, he scored 774 runs in 4 tests. He didn't the first one, so there were only 4 he played. And there was only 1 innings out of that which he got out for 1. So he comes back to the pavilion and apologizes to Ajit Wadekar, who was the captain. I am sorry, skipper, I have let you down. Just 1 inning. And that is the time when Dilip Sardesai, Rajdeep Sardesai's father, Dilip Sardesai walks out and tells Wadekar, don't worry, skipper, I'll get 100 for you. And he did. I think he scored 150 in that inning. So this is the kind of team spirit that we are talking about. So one member may fail. A Virat Kohli can score a duck in 1 match. But then there has to be a Rohit Sharma or someone else who will compensate for that. Right? So these three kindly have a relook आपको जब आप प्रैक्टिकली बोलेंगे अपने जो भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आप लेते हैं एनालिसिस करने के लिए और टीम बिल्डिंग करने के लिए एज पर योर क्वेश्चन, आपको ये तीनों चीजें लानी। कैसे लाएंगे, दैट इज द पॉइंट। वी विल सी दैट कि कैसे लाएंगे। So any questions on these three? This is the essentials, adding essentials of teamwork. So you have to accomplish the task. No point in having a team which does not accomplish the task. Second, the motivational level of members, or ever willing. They should be inspired rather than just motivated. So that is the second aspect. And the third aspect is the synergy aspect, which means ordinary people producing extraordinary results. How? By complementing each other, supplementing each other, and when there is a failure, somebody else steps up and puts his hand up or puts her hand up and compensates for that person who could not perform in that particular stage or that particular activity which they were involved in at that point. Any questions? So you have to ultimately derive these three things in your team building. चलें आगे?
Yes, sir.
Great. So quickly पढ़ लीजिए, nothing to explain in this. ये आपको याद रखना है. Please don't expect everybody to excel in everything. It is not Virat Kohli's fault if you expect him to take 6 wickets, and it is not Jasprit Bumrah's fault if you expect him to score a century. It is your fault. And this story is about that. In a very nice way, it explains this concept. 4 slides. Tell me when you finish so that I move to the next.
So next slide, if everyone has read.
Okay. Now, one thing you have to remember, the last para here, to make it easier to administer, last sentence, all animals to call the subject. So administratively, that's very easy, right? But this is what happens in organizations also, and that is the reason for the failure. Okay.
Yes, sir. Next slides.
So have you got the hang of it?
Yes, sir.
Everybody to be good in everything or everybody to be bad in everything, you are neither a good manager nor a great OD consultant at all. You have to understand that every human being will have pluses and minuses, and you have to use those pluses and minuses to the advantage of the team. That's how you develop a good team. You need all kinds of skills to be a well-rounded team. Now we are coming to more and more practical things. How do we go about building a team? And please don't take this 5 as any kind of gospel truth. 5 problems, it could be you can ask for 3, you can ask for 10, you can say minimum 5. Now, these are flexible things. I am just giving one example how I go about doing. Because if you tell them to write as many problems, then they will continue for 2 days, and the list will be never ending. So put them 5 problems they consider detrimental to the functioning of the group. Top 5 you can say, or whatever. Okay. And then please remember, there are no hard and fast rules. Now, this is a standard technique from where I picked up, but I make changes as I go. Each member then reads his or her list aloud. Okay. Now, here what happens, if you follow this, I purposely kept it as the original steps recommended, and then, but I don't use it. I'm telling you that. Why? Because human beings, being human beings, the moment I read out that this is the point I think is detrimental. If Arvind is a great friend of mine, or Vinita is a great friend of mine, okay, or I can see Sudhir and Ravi Shankar, they are great friends. So there might be a situation where you would feel, oh, Sumit Chaudhary ne kaha hai, ye to fir dosti kharab ho jayegi if we object to it. No, that's not a thing. So these kind of issues keep coming, psychological issues, some positive and some negative. Because I have said it, there would be critics who will always put me down. And because I have said it, there would say, please list it down one problem on one small piece of paper. That's what I do. For that example also I had given you. Sorry, I think again there was some connectivity issue. Can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sumit.
Yes, great. So what I was trying to explain is that one recommendation is point number 2, that after having created the list, the member reads it out. I am not in favor of this because of the reasons I just explained. So what do? I tell them that each step, each problem that you think is detrimental, put it on a separate piece of paper, uniform size, small writing pads you can give them, and fold it and put it in a common box. Then what we will do is, we will pick up, like in a lottery, we will pick up the point and then start discussing it. Now, even if Arvind is a great friend or Vinita is a great friend, they don't know that this is a point I have given. Or Ketan thinks that, Sumit is a friend, how can I say no to him? They don't know whose point it is. Only Sumit Chaudhary knows. So there will be a much more open discussion. Best of friends may also criticize the point, and rightly so. Right? So the benefit of it being kept confidential, and we will discuss all the problems that have been raised, but we will pick it up in a lottery sort of manner, so that the real independent views without getting colored come out in the open. That is what is best for the organization. So this is obvious. Why have we listed the problems? We need to discuss those problems. And then we try some kind of a grouping that, okay, these three problems that have been raised are administrative in nature. These three problems that have been raised are kind of financial in nature. These kind of things, we need some external support. Some machinery has to be bought, some new technology has to come in. And these are the sets of issues which we can handle at our level. So that kind of a classification always helps. So members then develop a final list of problems that all of them wish to attack. So some kind of a prioritization is done post the discussion in detail. Any questions on these 4 steps? This is how we try to build a good team function.
No problems.
Right? So once that, thank you. Once that final list is created, then last para, after the diagnosis that these are the problems we want to tackle, the group typically goes through several sessions during which they discuss possible solutions to these problems. Now, group decision making, there are various standard models also available. 2 of them, for example, Delphi decision making, nominal group technique. So those are, available to you at the click of a mouse. You can easily find out. So you can use any technique, or you can develop your own technique, not a problem.
Sir, may I, sir?
Please.
In this particular thing, sir, is there any size of a group to which this process has got to be limited, or it can be for any amount of or any size of a group?
Excellent question. That aspect is there in a later slide, but since we have asked, I'll answer that. You see, again, a lot of techniques have been developed. For example, there are techniques where you can handle 600, 800 people. Let's say all employees of your organization, you want them to get involved in the process. That is one of the techniques that has been developed is called LSIE. Okay. LSIE technique, large scale, interactive event, LSIE, right? So what we do there is these are used rarely though. So in an auditorium, but the best part, the important part is it should have flexible seating arrangement, because we will keep on shifting. I'll tell you why. So there are 600-800 people. All of them have been given these post-it pads. You all understand post-it pads, no? The ones which have, you can write, stick it somewhere, then you can pick it up and stick it somewhere else, kind of a thing. So the same thing, every individual in that 600-800 people group, they write such things, and then they are by the side of the auditorium, there are boards available, huge big boards available, which are arranged in different, what should I say, rows or whatever, typically on 3 sides of the auditorium. So you are expected to go and paste your these things there. And then people are allowed to go read it up, and we create the boards like administrative, I was telling you, administrative issues, management decision-making issues, technology issues, finance-related issues. We create boards like that. And everyone has the liberty of picking up these when you find that, okay, this I think is wrongly pasted. This one should go there. So you pick it up and put it there. So as it continues, you collect all the finance related issues on 1 or 2 boards, all the top management related issues on another board, all the administrative issues on another board, all the technology issues on another board. So automatically some kind of a classification of the issues arise. And then what we do is we tell them, we make small groups out of those. Now we create groups of 5, 7, 5, 7. That
Seems like Sumit sir is facing an electricity challenge today.
And last time also there was similar problem at his end.
Right. Just wait for a few minutes, he'll be back.
Arvind, should I switch off the video? Will that help? I don't know what's happening. Why is it getting away?
Could be, sir, a problem, fluctuation in your electricity?
हाँ, फ्लक्चुएशन का तो वो तो है थोड़ा इशू हमारे पूरे कॉलोनी में चल रहा है.
राइट, तो वो राउटर कभी-कभी रीस्टार्ट हो जाता है सर, इस वजह से होता है.
Okay, so what I was saying is कि you can involve lots of people, and then there is this small group. Each group then makes a presentation and presents among the technology people. So you systematically crystallize. That's why I was talking like a funnel. In a funnel, you put so many things, but down below, after the filtration process, only some little thing comes up. That's the process.
My basic doubt is...
Sorry, Anupam, sorry, I am not able to hear properly. Kindly repeat.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, better, much better.
Now, this particular thing, I had two issues involved in this. One, as I see, it is not a team building process. It is a problem solving process. So
problem solving through the approach of a team. Once they work together, the bonding becomes more and more. Completely unknown people. Of course, you complete your question and I'll tell you at DCM, right, when we join as management trainees, how we were put into a group and then we became a team. I'll explain that, but please continue. Yeah.
The two issues that I was one, as I see, it is a problem solving process. It is not a team building process.
Right.
Because I will explain why. Now it's a big group. It could be size of group could be anything. It could be a smaller group also. Then the requirement of the subgroups will keep varying. Now, in case of a large group, you have already segregated the problems under various functional heads.
Right.
Now, to tackle each of these problems, you are creating a smaller subgroup.
Right.
That smaller subgroup is coming up with a solution. It can present that solution either to the complete larger group, which will comprise of people from all departments, all functionalities, or if it's a technology related problem, it gives a solution to the technology team, maybe headed by the technology HOD or someone, and thereafter one common issue is sorted out, and you get the solution to the problem, and then you go ahead on that. That is fine. But as we see, the team and a group, this is a group dynamic. You have created a group, you have disbanded a group in that format. But the team, as you had earlier also brought out, is a little more focused organization than a group. And that focus is primarily from the commonality of the purpose. Now, when you are creating a small subgroup to do things, ideally the small subgroup, though it is handling a technology related issue, it should have a sprinkling of people from the other functionalities also, because of the second order and the third order effects that the technology is going to have on their department.
Right.
Now, they are not ever going to function as a team, because once the problem has been solved, The technology guy will go his way, the finance guy will go his way, the Adam guy will go his way. So how does it become a team building kind of, a team is built when you have a common purpose and you will continue functioning in a common format in that team. Like the example that you had given some time back of the cricket team. The cricket team has got a common function. Once you have blended people into that team, till the time they keep performing, they are going to remain a part of that team. Bumrah is not going to go off and start bowling for Mumbai Indians. Once he has solved the problem of the Indian team, he will continue bowling in the Indian team. So that is what is my doubt in this entire process that you have
Fair
explained.
enough. I'll try and give my perspective on that. I accept what you are saying. Probably the difference between you and me in terms of our thinking, that is that I am a person who is looking at a team from maybe a very short perspective as well as a long perspective. A team may be formed for just solving a 2-minute problem, a 2-minute riddle. You know, it's something like a quiz competition and we quickly form 20 teams and, you know, one team wins and the other doesn't. So the whole purpose is only a very limited half-an-hour quiz. That is the only purpose of that team. Whereas there would be teams which will go on and on the long run. So I am a person who will include both these formations as a team with a different objectives. One has a short-term objective, one has a long-term objective. That is one part. Second part, yes, I agree that a multidisciplinary team is always a better approach, because the technology guy will not be able to probably foresee all the possible problems that the department where that technology is implemented might have, you know. So therefore multidisciplinary teams that is why right in the beginning I said that everybody is free to write the problem and paste it where he or she feels right. And then people are, you know, when you coordinate like that, that you are reading everybody's comment and saying, now is this really a technology issue? I think it is more of an administrative issue. Everybody is applying his or her mind. And it is a time consuming process mind. इधर से वो पर्ची उधर जाएगी, उधर से इधर आएगी, इधर से उधर जाएगी. Ultimately, from the chaos of so many ideas, some kind of, what is it called? Order starts emerging. I would put that also as a team activity. No single person would have been able to. This is an 800 people team. And that is why this kind of clarity is gradually coming. We are trying to convince each other, no, this is not right here. This should go there. What do you think? Why have you put it here? So they keep on questioning each other, and ultimately some kind of structure emerges. So it's a 800 people. This is also team. I'm not saying they have solved any problem as yet. Even the classification of the problems in the different heads has been achieved through a team, is what I'm saying.
45344.
It's a large group. Yes, agree. Totally agree. And that difference here is that obviously at the end of it, when they are divided into small, for example, if 20 problems are identified, one little team of 6, 7, 8, 10 people are focusing on one problem. And when they make a presentation to the larger body, then the pluses and minuses are discussed and debated. So again, while this team has tried to find a solution, it is not that they have been able to find a totally comprehensive solution. Suggestions are coming from outside the team, which can be incorporated, and the problem can be solved in a better way probably. Similarly, the team which has proposed on technology can also give a value addition to the administrator, the team that has worked on the administrative issue. So it is possibly the difference only in defining. I feel anything that we jointly put our heads together and try to evolve, even identify the problem, systematically put it down, is teamwork. I am just giving that broad definition. There is essentially not much of a difference really in what you are saying. It is a problem. Why do we need a team in the first place? Ultimately, you are right. Problem solving is the key. Why do you make decisions? Management is said to be the process of decision making. Why do we need to make decisions? For problem solving. Either problems that have already emerged, we are trying to decide, like COVID, whatever we have seen till date, we are trying to solve that. And maybe some other people are also thinking futuristically, what will happen if this mutant happens, that happens, and this happens? How do we build up the infrastructure? We may not be needing it today, but how many more hospitals we might need? Some kind of a projection. That is also a team. So that is how probably the concept of team is different in your and my mind. But I totally agree with you. At the end of the day, we are all involved in problem solving. The whole purpose of a team has to be to solve some problem. Does it make some sense?
Yeah, absolutely. It makes sense. Only thing I was just looking at it from the percept of the, also from the percept of the question that had been asked in the assignment.
Right.
It says that OD intervention to strengthen team building among workforce across departments. So here you are not actually looking at really problem solving. You are just looking at their ability to work with each other in a better format or in a better fashion.
That's right. But how, if you they can't work with each other in a vacuum situation. Around the problems that are already there, there is every possibility of the team becoming well knit. Now let me give you that example. DCM used to do this. You just join as a fresh management trainee. You don't know anybody. They will take you to a hill station, Nainital or Mussoorie or some such place. You are 16, 18, 20 of you. There, without telling you anything, 4 completely unrelated people who don't know, first time they are meeting, they are put together and they are made a group. Okay, this is a group of 4. Now what will happen? They are given 2 parchis. One parchi, there is a name of find your way to that station. And mind you, there were no Google Maps and this and that those days, I'm telling you. And you just have to reach that place, find out that place, find out that person. And that person obviously has been told to be available around that time. And then you have to convince that guy, and he is told not to get easily convinced, and bring him to our camp. Those are the jobs that you have to do. Now here you see complete strangers. We are all from different colleges, different places. We don't know each other. We are suddenly put into, okay, you 4, A, B, C, D. These are the 2 parchis. This is your guide only for, if you get lost. And this is what you have to do. So now, obviously, this is a problem solving exercise. But completely rank strangers start communicating with each other, start brainstorming, start thinking about how to go about it and how to solve the problem. So automatically that kind of camaraderie, that tomorrow, even if we are in different locations, we are just a phone call away. So we have developed that camaraderie that we can pick up a phone and just discuss and seek help from the other location guy, because we have solved one. But still we are working as a team. So define what are the kind of problems that an organization faces: current problems, future problems, environmental problems, competitors problems, etc., etc., etc.
So, my doubt is
Are
that
you
what
preparing your team to be able to handle the current problems and the future problems that might emerge? That would be my take on your assignment. So the whole focus is on the process. If the processes are right, the decisions taken will also are likely to be right. So you should be able to define certain processes that you proceed in this manner: brainstorming, you know, this openness, etc., etc. And that relates to organizational culture also to quite an extent. There are organizations where people are very, very straightforward and they will tell you. Arvind, why are we having so many disruptions today? We have so many other meetings also. When you are also a part of it, I am also a part of it.
Right, sir.
That's so frequently. I don't know what's the problem.
So sometimes, even with a flick of electricity, the router restarts. So that could be one of the
Right.
problems.
That is something is happening. So, anyways, we have to get the best out of what we have.
Right, sir.
Right. So, Anupam, I hope we are on the same page now to quite an extent.
Yes, sir.
Great. Great, sir. Thank you. Okay.
sir, can I ask one question?
But a little louder, please. I am unable to hear you clearly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sir,
great.
my question was like what we have mentioned here, these steps, they are more of an activity rather than some theory on or some, I don't know, logic or process on team building, is it not? So, are we prescribing an activity rather than a process, or this is more of a process than an activity?
Now, why do you think activity is not a process?
Because
What is the process?
activity,
What does the process consist of?
series of activities, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So see, it's a good question. The whole thing is everything in management is objective based. There is an objective. What is that objective? It will vary from time to time. It will vary from organization to organization. It will vary from manager to manager, department to department, whatever. So there are certain activities which are standard activities. If you follow those activities, the processes will become automatically clarified for that particular thing. For example, if you go back to what we discussed, and explain why it is important that for team building, the top team, CEO and the HOD, which typically is called a command group, and that terminology is also there in subsequent slides, where people working together, they all report to one common senior, right? That group becomes a command group. So what did I do there? I didn't go and prescribe that you should do this, you should do that, because people do not like things thrust down their throats. They feel we must be involved in the decision making process. So that is what we are saying. We are saying, okay, let us do this activity, let us do that activity. What do you derive from here? So they are in process, and whatever solution emerges out of it, it obviously does not appear to be Sumit Chaudhary who has initiated it. It is our decision. We have initiated, we have thought through it, and we think this is the best way. Let me give a concrete example which will help you in the other. I had kept that in reserve for the next because it actually happened in my assignment on performance management, the other question that you have, which we'll be doing Saturday. So there what happened was, this was a 5-star hotel chain I told you, Annapurna in Kathmandu. They have many other hotels now. That time also they had 2, 3, couple of years back when I did it, 5, 6 years back. So, and it took me 1.5 years, multiple trips. And this was the only reason. Even if I knew what would work for them, I will not prescribe it, because it will then be said, ये तो सुमित चौधरी ने बोला है, उसको पूछो, नहीं implement हो रहा, हम क्या करें? Feeling should not come. They should feel we have evolved this solution. And I am there only as a facilitator who gives out stray ideas and, becomes a very innocent person. What do you think about it? Kind of. Let me give you one example. I asked them that, when you are running a setup for people who are paying through their nose, 5 stars are expensive. So would you like your employees to be creative? So immediately all HODs say, yes, I will want my people to be creative. Fine. So we had a little chit chat on that. And then purposely I took them to the other extreme. I said, okay, now let us think of a room service waiter, right? And you give him or her the liberty to be creative. So some person goes and presents it in a dancing manner. Some person presents it, the food stuff on the tray is arranged in a particular manner. Another one does it in a different manner. That is creative. Would you like that to happen? Then they were, quiet that, this might lead to problems. So then they were asking me, I said, fine. So then you discuss and see how to, I am agreeing that we need to be creative in helping out our guests. So then after some discussion, what did I put it through? I said, well, now the process that comes to my mind is that every month, you let there be an open, scheme that any employee who wants to suggest a creative process should write a brief, a para or two, one sheet of paper, and submit it to the HR department. And at the end of every month, a particular day, let's say last Saturday of the month or whatever, over a cup of tea and a bit of snacks, all the HODs will gather, and this person will come and present his or her creative idea in front of all the HODs. Now, if 14 HODs think that yes, this is a good idea and guests are likely to be happy by this, then we confirm that into our SOP, standard operating procedures, right? Otherwise, we drop it. Sometimes there are people who might be over creative So we have to also support them. That's just a brilliant idea. But let us try to imagine whether this will appeal to the guest or not. Let us do some kind of a survey among our guests, how they would like to be served. That is how a process gets developed. I had it in my mind already, but I put it in a manner that they discuss, they evolve, they come to the pluses and the minuses of it. Then a process is getting developed. And after 1.5 years, I should not be needed. And I had planned for 1 year, but 1.5 years was taken because of the variety of reasons, etc. So this is how we evolve processes for operating as a team, finding solutions, and taking everybody along. That is very, very important. It should not be his decision, my decision. This is the difference between the Japanese style of management. They say theory Z. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that. X and Y, probably all of you are aware. McGregor's theory X and theory Y. But Japanese management style is typically said to be theory Z or theory Z, whichever way you pronounce it, which is consensus management. Once you discuss, debate over, months, but once you arrive at a final solution, then it is our decision. It is not one person's decision. So team processes are all about solving a problem. There's absolutely, the only thing is some problems are already known, and so kind of it is easier to create a process around to solve that. Some problems are unknown, and it is though that unknown territory, if you are able to predict, that is what's called visionary leadership. They see what others are not able to see, right? Things like in India, if you look at, and this example also I've given earlier, Wipro and HCL, they were basically hardware manufacturers when they began. They were not into software so much. But then they realized that, no, we cannot compete with the gray market people. We cannot assemble computers and give it at the rates that, these gray market people can give. So what is it that they won't be able to copy? That is the vision, that software is not something which they can develop easily, right? So therefore they moved into software. So some leader has to have that vision to see what is coming tomorrow and how do we prepare for it. So team building, when you talk of team building, you have to impress upon them that problems, and this is when you go back to your slides on work change, I said very clearly there, no problem is a one-time problem to be solved and then it never recurs. Some other problem will come. It's not a one-time solution for everything. So once you sensitize your team members or organizational members, they will be ready for this. That nothing is the end of the thing. It is a journey. It is not a destination. Whether it is quality, guest relations, anything and everything is evolving all the time. As a team, you have to understand and crack it. In the team, somebody will be able to visualize the problem. Somebody will be able to visualize the solution to a problem. And typically when we sit together, the benefit is when I suggest something, that may not be a complete solution. But on my suggesting something, you also are triggered to add something to it. And then somebody else adds, and then somebody else adds. And that is how a proper solution evolves. Does that answer your question, Renita?
Yes, sir, but I also felt that I don't know, like
Again, your voice is very, very faint.
okay, I'll speak a bit louder. I felt
Yeah,
that
this is better.
we need to define objectives also rather than just the activities. Isn't it true?
No, objective 100%. Objective 100%. But what I'm saying is, when you do not know which organization, when you do not know which business are they in, when you do not know how many people are there, how can you define the objective? So I can only talk in general terms right now, in terms of processes, that You have to define that my company is a 100 people company or 20,000 people company. We are in the auto industry. We are in the IT industry. We are in hospitality. What is the kind of organization it is? And therefore, what are the kind of problems they might face or are facing, right? So
Got it, sir.
the process is very, for example, again, I keep on coming back to cricket. See, that day, jokingly, Rajdeep Sardesai was saying, if my dad was playing, and I was just giving you the example of Dilip Sardesai, that if my dad was playing in these days, he wouldn't have found a place in the team, though he hit so many double centuries, two double centuries, and all of so many centuries, etc., etc. Why? Because today it is process driven. If your fitness levels are not this much, you will not be in the team. Fitness directly is not related to cricket. Someone may be extremely talented batsman or bowler or whatever. So what I am trying to say is, without having a clear picture of what organization, what size organization, which industry, which place, what competitors, you cannot define an objective. But by all means, yes, object management, the first thing is objective, and second thing is what are the resources to handle.
Right.
No doubt about it. Absolutely. So if you define that, then only it can be defined that, okay, auto industry, this is the, in COVID times, for example, hospitality, the kind of problems they are facing is one. But the opposite problem is being faced by the essential services. Because if India was not making a single PPE last March, and today you are exporting PPEs, so imagine the kind of growth that industry would have made. There was hardly anybody creating masks in this country. But today, what is the scenario? So the same COVID as a problem has created different objectives for hospitality. Survive करना मुश्किल हो रहा है. 5-star के rooms जो 20,000 में देते थे, बेचारे 4,000 में देने को तैयार है. And obviously, if you put, I'm not trying to, define anything by class or whatever. But, people who normally will come and stay in a 5-star, they have a different kind of lifestyle. The kind of, and COVID patient suddenly comes in and occupies that room for 4,000, which is given out for 20. One is the loss. And second is the kind of fine crockery, this, that, and the other, and the room decorations. Will it be maintained to that standard for a person who has never seen that? Unfortunately, but that's the way. That's the reality. So their problems are of a different nature. When I talk to my hotel industry friends, they have a completely different kind of problem. And people who are in the, the required medicinal industry, or, for example, the kind of pressures. See, Adar Poonawalla had to run away to London to escape from the pressures of politicians and others and states that hame do, hame do, hame do. Who knew Adar Poonawalla 2 years back, 3 years back? Fine. I mean, broadly, we knew that, okay, this is the biggest vaccine producing company in the world and all that. But it was not that prominent. So everything has a context. Everything has a setting. Unless that is decided, the objective cannot be decided. Very clear. And once the objective is also decided, then you have to look at the resources you have. Will you be able to fulfill these? You must have heard Mahindra's and Maruti, they decided that, we have the technology, but car and automobiles are not so much in demand. Can we convert that into creation of ventilators, which is the need of the hour? Can some of the machines be modified to create ventilators instead of cars? So those are dictated by the environment and the kind of resources that you have. I can neither produce a car in third millennium, nor can I produce a PPE. So my objectives, my problems are completely different. So once you define, okay, this is my company, this is my strength, this is the work we do, I mean, this is the product, this is the service, whatever, and this is the environment we are facing, then your objective will be clear. Okay, this team will now work on this. And your job comes making them a winning team. That is the first thing. Task clarity. Then comes your, motivation level. How do you motivate them to do it? And then comes, for example, the armed forces. Why do you think a soldier getting 40,000-50,000 rupees is willing to lay down his life? Why did Colonel Babu and 20 youngsters lay down their life in this Chinese aggression last summer? Are you paying them the best? What is it that you are doing? That is a superordinate goal. My life is not important. India is important. That has been ingrained into me. That is the reason why it is causing motivation. You tell a guy on the road that I know I'll give you 1 lakh rupees and you lay down your life, who will do it? So please, these are things which have to be defined, and without, in vacuum, it cannot be created. You have to put down, okay, this is what it is. And then around that, use these general things. How do you motivate people towards that goal? How do you ensure that ordinary people work extraordinarily? How do you explain to them that you not only have to complement and supplement, but you also have to cover up for the others' mistakes? You have to explain that, well, it is very easy pointing out somebody's mistake today, but please remember, we are all human beings. Tomorrow you might commit a mistake. Who will save you then? So we have to, as part of a team, cover up for other people, not the negative cover up that, you are together, you are looting the company. I'm not saying that, but this kind. I hope that gives you some ideas, or does it add to the confusion in your mind?
No, sir. Clear.
It's not very simple. I totally agree. I am into it for 30, 40 years, but then there are times when I also get stuck. But these things give us some kind of clarity. It does not give us exact, it is not science that it will give you 2 plus 2 is 4. But these processes, if you follow, you will be able to, or rather these activities in the process, if you follow, you will get some. I told you the simple Socrates method of 5 W's and 1 X. Keep asking why, what, when, where. You will get some solution.
Yeah, makes sense. Thanks, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Do we go ahead? Do we have
Please,
time?
sir. Yeah, we have 10 minutes more, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay, fair enough. So anything on this slide?
Nothing, sir.
It clearly says here, second para, team building uses high interaction group activities. I told you that, in the DCM management training thing, 4 people, rank strangers, have been given a task, and you do beg, borrow, or steal, you do this. So they will rack their brains and come up with a solution. Fine? Do we move on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the command group term, and defined it for you. Okay.
So can you show this previous slide also? Hello.
Which slide do you want to see?
Previous slide that just now you were showing. Before that.
अरे मैं नहीं दिखा रही हूँ सर दिखा रहे हैं but I think sir disconnected so I thought I'll show you my slide. I have taken a
Acha.
screenshot.
Acha, you taken the screenshot, then you can share it.
Yeah, I'm doing it in the WhatsApp group. Sir is
Yeah.
done.
No problem. No problem. Yeah, chalega. Thanks,
So
Sunita.
what I was trying to explain is improve coordinative efforts of members. They should not work in a scattered manner. The whole purpose of team building is that they should work as a cohesive unit. So in a coordinative manner. So once you develop that habit into them and they have a mindset of coordinative work, then you don't have to push for the results. They will come automatically. Beyond the comma, which will result in increasing the team. Whatever task is assigned to them, now they are synergized to work it in that manner. Any of you heard of Edward de Bono's thinking?
Yes, sir.
Edward de Bono.
Sir, I have heard about it, but
Wonderful. So there is a whole day exercise I do on that. In actual training programs, we take a practical problem, they choose a problem. I am not choosing. So once they choose a problem, in teams of six, each team will create through brainstorming what problem they want to solve. And then roles are assigned to these different members on the team. So this is leads to, and the roles are very specific. One guy thinks in an expansive fashion, all kinds of things, you know. One thinks in what are likely to be the constraints. One works as a devil's advocate. One works as the CEO, you know, encompassing every thought, bringing, you know, any kind of too much of anger into control, etc., etc. So that is how they learn to work as a process. Irrespective of the problem, if you follow the process, you are likely to reach a sensible solution. Now, this is another important concept on this slide, role clarity. Read through, then I'll try and explain. Right? So first, a little bit on role clarity. See, what happens is, if you look at a family, for instance, if I come and say that, you know, I am the best son ever produced on this earth, that is one statement. Now, when you go and check back with my parents, they might tell you, you know, typical Hindi filmy style, aisa beta, so dushman ko bhi na mile. Right? Now, where are you? Am I speaking the truth or my parents speaking the truth? So the same thing happens in organizations, and I have already given you an example of the HOD, that X is thinking I'm doing a great job, I am helping the other department, whereas the other department does not need what you are giving. They need something different. मुझे चाहिए चीनी, आप मुझे नमक दिए जा रहे हो. Right? So, and this typically, over emotional people have this typical tendency. You don't have to tell me, but think in terms of your close friends and close family. People who are over emotional, typically when you are facing something, let's say even a small little, health issue, minor. They will always give you a solution which comes uppermost to their mind. For example, when I fall sick, if I have fever, I do not want people visiting me. I just want to lie down and I just need somebody who can give me some nimbu pani or chini namak. Now that is my need. But over emotional people will jump into it. They will come 10 times to your place, 15 times they will ask, which in a way disturbs me. Right? So what I'm trying to say here is that I think my role is something, but is it really my role? Am I really the best son? That is my impression that I am the best son. It is my impression that I am the best manager. It is my impression that I am the best subordinate or junior or associate, whatever, or a colleague. So role clarity is that concept where it sensitizes you to realize that your role is not what you think your role is. Your role is about meeting, fulfilling the reasonable expectations of people around you. Sumit Chaudhary's role is, if he is a sales manager, his role is to be able to convince, or his boss should be convinced that he is doing a good job. His colleagues' expectations, which are reasonable, must be met. His juniors' expectations, which are reasonable, must be met. Not what Sumit Chaudhary's role as a sales manager is, not what he visualizes his role. And this leads to a lot of problems. So that sensitization, that your role is not what you think your role is. Your role is to be able to meet the reasonable expectations of 360-degree around. Does that bring some clarity? On role clarity. This is what de Bono's 6 thinking hat is. Look at the problem from 6 different perspectives. There's an emotional perspective, there's a rational perspective, rational and logical perspective, there's a financial perspective. Right? This typically used to happen all the time when I was for 13 years of visiting faculty at NIFT till they got their own full-time HROB person. So they were brilliant at designing things. And I had to constantly tell them that when you become an entrepreneur or you work for an organization, you have to look at the commercial things also. If you keep on creating this 4 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh rupee jacket, how many are you going to sell? And why should the investor invest money in this? Please think of what we typically in auto industry call value engineering. Is steel really needed? Can we replace it with fiberglass or plastic without diluting the quality so that the price comes down? The looks remain the same, or maybe it looks better, etc., etc. So that classical divide between quality is not what you think quality is. What is the customer demanding? That is quality. If he doesn't have the purchasing power to buy a, keep on saying Mercedes is the best car, what purpose is it serving? It is not the best car for that person. He just can't afford it. Why should he listen to it? तो कुछ लोग ऐसे होते हैं जिनके दिमाग में बैठा रहता है ये बहुत अच्छा सोल्यूशन सारे ही अच्छे हैं डिपेंडिंग ऑन which need has to be solved. So that is the role clarity कि आपका रोल दूसरों की जो करेक्ट एक्सपेक्टेशंस है, रीजनेबल एक्सपेक्टेशंस है, उसको फुलफिल करना. और वही नीचे है टीम बिल्डिंग attempts to use high interaction among members to increase trust and openness. Am I open to believing my colleague? More trust hai kya? Can I separate it out from a personal negativity? किसी ने मेरे आइडिया को criticize किया, not that they have criticized me personally. Most people are unable to differentiate. I, for one, have never been able to understand why should long-term friendships be at stake because of political affiliation. Okay. Only today I was reading a beautiful note by one of my friends on Facebook, and it is very right. When Narasimha Rao took over in 1991 and Manmohan Singh was the finance minister, Narasimha Rao knew that our financial state is bad. So he called Manmohan Singh to his office and asked him that, what is your estimate? How long can the finances that we have last? So Manmohan Singh says 8 to 9 days is what we have. We can run the country only for 8 to 9 days. So obviously it was worrying for both of us. So then Narasimha Rao asked, what is your solution to it? He says, immediate solution is we have to devalue our money by 20% at least. So Narasimha Rao said, okay, quickly call a cabinet meeting and let us get there. Okay. So Manmohan Singh told them, see, the moment you call a cabinet meeting and expect them to support this view, forgetting that they are all for vote bank politics, they will not, agree to it at all. So then Narasimha Rao says, what should I do then? So he says, as PM, you have to take this strong decision on your own. That is the only way. So Narasimha Rao tells Manmohan Singh, okay, fine, leave, let me think. So Manmohan Singh reaches his own office and immediately within 20 minutes, he gets a call back from Narasimha Rao. He says, okay, done, ho gaya. So Manmohan Singh rushes back to Prime PM's office and says, what happened in these 20 minutes? You have been able to clear this. You had confusion. So what did you do? He says, I spoke to Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the opposition leader. And he said yes. And therefore, I'm telling yes to you, go ahead and do it. So Manmohan Singh says, so you have more confidence on the opposition leader than your own cabinet? He says, there is this man will never think anything which is not good for India. So once he says yes, two things happen. One is that, I am convinced that what you are telling me should be done. And second, that there will be no problem created by the opposition. So that is how things are. You have to understand the dynamics of human behavior. Which interest will work in stopping some decisions? Which interest will work in facilitating some decisions? Unfortunately, we have not been able to reach that force field analysis which I keep on talking about. That is the way decisions have to be taken. Just because it is a great decision does not mean it will be smooth. People will still object to it. Are you prepared to handle those objections? Your team members must get trained on these aspects. They must be sensitized. Otherwise, they will think, I am saying such a great idea. Why is he not accepting? And they will fight on. That is the beauty of knowing about human beings. Okay, Arvind, I think it's already time. So what to do?
Yes, sir. I mean, in case if we can continue and complete this question today, in 5-10 minutes, we can do it.
I have no problem. Okay.
Is it okay with everyone else? I guess, sir, it is okay with everyone else also. Nobody is speaking. So in another 5 to 10 minutes.
I'm skipping 2-3 slides, which are more conceptual.
Right.
So this is another way of role clarity. We have talked about the concept. So members are encouraged. On this slide, you can see that members are encouraged to discuss, debate openly, but with one precaution, only job-related factors are to be discussed. Don't bring in personal issues into it. Personal business is different. Professionally, job-related, whatever you have anything against me, please do. And in a subsequent slide, you will get mirroring. I'll explain what mirroring is. So what will happen if you discuss openly? After the major problems of the group have been ironed out, members may meet periodically and ensure that they do not arise again. Remember the 3 steps of Kurt Lewin? The last part is maintenance or refreezing. That means you should not slip back to the original position. The same problem should not keep coming. New problems will come, of course. Again, we have to solve it. Intergroup. So as I said, we even talked about a 800 people team. The entire organization is a team. 140 crores of us are a team at that level. At the global level, India is a team. But there will be bickerings inside, etc., etc. Right? So intergroup development is also important. Within a large team, there would be small groups, not so small groups. They will always have issues with each other. Those have also got to be tackled. Particularly, as you can see, first para talks about some amount of conflict is good. Always being a yes man does not help anybody's cause. But dysfunctional, if it is hampering the organizational working in some way, certainly some solution has to be found. So what does it do? Intergroup development seeks to change the attitudes, stereotypes, and perceptions that groups have of each other. How do they do? Just as an example here, nothing to explain. Now, writing does not matter here. In one of the earlier classes, I clearly mentioned confusion arises when you mix right and wrong with real and unreal. We have to handle the real problem. Right and wrong, everybody is aware of. You know, these motherhood states. Okay, so let me take you to, this is a little bit more detail on this. Yeah, here are the steps that would be utilized nicely. Okay, so one approach is, and I'm not saying these are the only two approaches, there can be infinite approaches. So first approach centers around, okay, you think, accounts thinks that production people are guilty and production thinks accounts is guilty. Fine. So you please develop a list of strengths and weaknesses of the other group that you have a problem with. And then the OD consultant looks into the entire list, seeks clarification, and then these lists become the basis for diagnosis of the problem. And if you diagnose the problem correctly, then only you can move towards a solution. B, I was talking of organizational mirror. AR and OB jargon. Mirror is a very interesting device. Why mirror is a concept is, mirror is one piece of equipment which never tells a lie. Number one. Number two, mirror never unnecessarily highlights or weakness. Mirror will just tell you this is how you look. Okay, it does not say you're looking good, you're looking bad, etc., etc. It leaves the decision to you. It is a pure reflection of how you are looking. So in mirroring exercise, again, a varieties of mirroring exercises are there. One particular simple exercise that we do is, it's like a group discussion. So if there are 10 members in this group that we are trying to sort out, 5 from accounts and 5 from production. So in one, and it could be individual issues also between all the 10 of them. So we make 5 people sit in the middle and debate on something. They are telling, you have this, and when I requested you for this, you never cooperated, this happened, and then that person, it's like a group discussion, around problems that are, and the other 5 sit in the outer circle as neutral observers, right? So once the discussion debate in the inner group is over, then they are supposed to remain quiet, and the outer group people, this is called a fishbowl train. So the outer group will then comment on what their observations are. So they are neutral. They were not party to the discussion. The same thing could be done for an individual also. If I am the HR head and I think that I am doing a great job in the company, along with the co-department head, everyone will be allocated 1 hour of time. And here, 1 hour means exactly the opposite of normally what it means. Which means if I am allocated 1 hour in a conference, I am supposed to speak for it, speak during that time. Here, that 1 hour is my quiet hour. I am not allowed to open my mouth during that 1. 10 to 11, Sumit Chaudhary will keep shut, and all the other co-department heads can say anything that they want. Of course, the caution is, as I said, no personal thing, office-related matter. So, I have to come down from my high horse because I thought I am doing a lot of service to them, providing a lot of service to them, but here the marketing head saying I don't do anything of what they want. Here is the finance head who has 15 problems with me. Here is the production head who has 29 problems with me. So what is the reality? I thought I am serving them very well. So mirroring means, again, the concept of mirror is you have to keep quiet and they are giving you feedback. And you have to think about it. It's like this 360 degree and 720 degree. Okay. So that is another approach to build a good team, because everybody will get his or her opportunity to present what he or she feels about the other. Okay? And so long as you can keep the personal issues aside, sensitize them into that, this will lead to a very fresh look at our team and how it operates and how it should operate. Okay? So these are the kind of derivations or questions we need to answer, and through that derivations automatically, are the group's goals at odds? Is finance and HR working at odds, or are they collaborating? Were the perceptions distorted? They think I am doing this, but is that the truth? That is where the OD consultant's expertise comes in. Who is making it up? Where is the data to support that, marketing gave me this many requests and I have not done it? Is it there on paper? On what basis was the stereotype formulated? That HR is all bad, marketing is all good, or whatever impression, or this person is all good and that person is all bad. On what basis was that? Have some differences been caused by misunderstanding? Lot of times it happens between best of friends. You said something, actually you meant something else. I took it to be something else. And that creates a wide gap. So that is why intention is very important. Even in murder, you have to prove the intent. Whoever causes death with the intention of causing death. Right? So have the words and concepts been defined differently? आप बॉसेस में भी देखोगे कुछ लीनियंट बॉसेस होते हैं इनका वर्स्ट कमेंट कभी होगा इट विल बी नॉट बैड whereas another strict boss uska worst comment is terrible, you are impossible to, you are not teachable at all, that kind of. So is the person really that bad who is having to face this? And is the person not bad comment, is the person really so good? Or is it a different meaning for the same kind of work that different bosses use? So when you try to answer these questions, then you will come across what are the real causes of conflict. किसी को बहुत बढ़ा चढ़ा के बोलने की आदत है, किसी को बिल्कुल प्रेज नहीं करने की आदत है, वो साइलेंट है. That does not mean he or she does not appreciate your work. These things will keep on happening. You have to explain to people that all personalities are different. You have to get to the root. You have to get to understand the nature of different people. That also helps in building a good team. So these questions, if answered properly, will help you a lot. So once the causes of the difficulty have been identified through those questions, the groups can move towards the integration phase. That is what the ultimate purpose of team is, working to develop solutions. And as Anupam very rightly said, at the end of the day, we are all problem solvers. What are we being paid for? Even the OD consultant, why is he or she being paid? To solve a problem. Right? So when you have a motivated team, a team in the real sense, as I said, must reflect three characters. That desire to win, that result, motivation level, and the synergy. Right? Subgroups from members of each conflicting group can now be created for further diagnosis. If still some clarity needs to become, a group of integrators can be created, 2 representatives from this and 2 from there, because if no problem will ever be solved. So that helps created for further diagnosis and to begin to formulate possible alternative actions that will improve relations. So the objective is improving relations, coordinating better, achieving organizational results. So those are some of the ideas. Now, if you have any specific question, but this is a at least I'll need an hour to explain the basics of this. So for now, at least, have any specific questions? Let's focus on that. And Arvind, kindly remind me to send you the PPT. I'll do it.
Okay, sir. Sir, आपने एक चीज और बोला था कि in last, please remind me about that bracket. Give details of organizational structure in context.
Yes, good. Yeah. So when you are actually sitting down to do your assignment, तो पहले आपको bracket वाला portion करना है भाई. That is why I said you please remind. क्योंकि जब तक आप organization क्या है, कैसा है, जो सोल्यूशन आप यूएस के ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में करोगे वो इंडियन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं चलेगा. सिंपल. तो आपको ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के फीचर्स डिफाइन करने होंगे एंड देन आपको उसके टिपिकल प्रॉब्लम्स क्या हो सकती हैं वो डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा एंड देन हाउ यू विल इवॉल्व अ टीम टू टैकल. मेरे समझ से आपके असाइनमेंट के ये 3 हिस्से हैं, starting from the end. Please read the question once and see if what I am saying makes sense.
Okay, sir. The question is, what OD interventions would you recommend for your organization or any other organization to strengthen team building among the workforce across departments? Give details of organization structure in context. Sir, were you able to listen to my question?
Yes, very much so.
Was I audible?
मुझे तो वही ऑर्गेनाइजेशन डिफाइन नहीं करेंगे, उसका ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल स्ट्रक्चर नहीं डिफाइन करेंगे, उसके प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं डिफाइन करेंगे, तो टीम किस लिए बनाओगे? ये भी मैंने उस दिन ट्राई किया था ना कि if a Kohli is available for selection, will he be automatically a part of every team? And somebody very rightly said, are you selecting cricket team? That was the intention. मैंने जान के वो क्रिकेट वर्ड नहीं यूज किया था. तो आप जब तक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की क्लैरिटी नहीं है, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के ऑब्जेक्टिव्स की क्लैरिटी नहीं है, तो आप टीम किस लिए बना रहे हैं? यू आर पुटिंग द
सर ये जो असाइनमेंट का क्वेश्चन है, इन दिस क्वेश्चन
ये मैंने भी प्रोजेक्ट कर दिया यहाँ, आपको आ रहा है नहीं अभी? Can you see it now?
Yes sir, now it has started coming.
यही तो पढ़ रहे थे ना. What OD interventions would you recommend for your organization? ये तो लास्ट में आएगा. सबसे पहले give details of organization structure. ये होगा, पहले आप डिसाइड करिए. उसके बाद आएगा इस तरह की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में आपका किस तरह के इश्यूज होंगे, और फिर आएगा कि आप ये योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और एनी अदर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, मतलब अगर आप कंसल्टेंट हैं किसी और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का कर रहे हैं तो, या फिर आप अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में इंटरनल कंसल्टेंट का रोल निभा रहे हैं, देन तो व्हाट ओडी इंटरवेंशंस, ये जो टीम बिल्डिंग हमें जो स्टेप्स हम करते हैं, एंड आई कैन गिव यू सम मोर, उसमें से कौन सा यूज होगा? ये नहीं है कि सारी चीजें हर जगह यूज करनी. कोई भी वर्ड बनाने में ए से लेके जेड तक सारे नहीं यूज करते. आपके पास 26 ऑप्शंस, आपको देखना होगा कि कौन सा कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ ऑप्शन फिट हो. तो वन स्टेप इज दिस. देन आपका वर्कफोर्स का डेफिनेशन, उसका प्रोडक्ट, उसका सर्विस डिफाइन कर दीजिए. देन यू सी व्हाट काइंड ऑफ टीम यू विल नीड टू सॉल्व दोस काइंड ऑफ प्रॉब्लम.
राइट सर. सर लास्ट में जो इंटरवेंशन वाली चीज है, so there are various types of interventions. One is like, when we define the types of OD interventions in any organization, it could be individual, group intervention, third party intervention, team building, intergroup relations, large group जो आपने बताया था. तो do we need to discuss all, or do we need to discuss only about team building interventions?
वही तो डिफाइन करेगा ना कि आप जब प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफाई करोगे, आपका अगर प्रॉब्लम मान लीजिए मार्केट में है, आपका मार्केट शेयर कम हो रहा है, बाकी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, तो आपका सेल्स डिपार्टमेंट का फोकस होगा ना फिर,
राइट
कि वहां क्यों हो रहा है. तो उसमें ज्यादा इन्वॉल्वमेंट फिर सेल्स वालों का रहेगा, कस्टमर्स की फीडबैक का रहेगा. That is why I am saying it is very difficult to, it's exactly like आप बोलो मेरे को ये दीवार पेंट कर दो, मैं कहा हाँ जी बताओ कहाँ है दीवार, भाई दीवार तो अभी बनेगी, तो दीवार जब बनेगी तभी पेंट होगा ना. दैट इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. ये सबके डिफरेंट होंगे. आप एक स्पेसिफिक स्ट्रक्चर मेरे को दोगे, एक स्पेसिफिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल चार्ट दोगे और प्रॉब्लम बताओगे, तभी टीम किस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करेगी.
करेक्ट सर. लेकिन
प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं पता तो टीम कैसे बनाए.
But we can actually have a process like I read in one of the places in Google, like there can be different types of team building interventions, which may include teamwork effectiveness problems, skill-based team intervention, problem solving interventions.
वो ठीक है, बिल्कुल है. वो तो टीम बिल्डिंग के अलावा भी इंटरवेंशन है ना. ओडी में देयर आर, वो जो लिस्टेड है इसमें मैंने 7-8 आपको लिस्ट कर दिए हैं.
Right.
पर यहाँ पे क्योंकि उन्होंने टीम बिल्डिंग स्पेसिफाई कर दिया है, तो हमें टीम बिल्डिंग के दायरे में ही सोचना पड़ेगा.
करेक्ट.
और ये लोग बड़ा लूजली यूज करते हैं. एक्चुअली इट इज टीम बिल्डिंग इज वन थिंग, टीम वर्किंग इज अनदर थिंग.
राइट.
बिल्ड तो ज्यादातर लीडर का रोल होगा, प्रोएक्टिवली लीडर को करना होगा, बट एवरी मेंबर हैज टू वर्क एज अ गुड टीम मेंबर. लीडर बिल्ड करेगा टीम, मेंटेन करेगा टीम, ऑफ कोर्स विद कोऑपरेशन फ्रॉम द टीम मेंबर. बट जैसा मैंने बोला, अगर आपकी मार्केट की इश्यूज हैं तो सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग का ज्यादा इन्वॉल्वमेंट रहेगा. आपको एक्सटर्नल जाके कस्टमर्स से आपको फीडबैक लेना पड़ेगा. ऑल दैट विल बिकम पार्ट ऑफ इट, एंड देन उसको आप अपने सेल्स मार्केटिंग टीम में कैसे उसको डिस्कस करें. दैट विल बी द सॉल्यूशन.
राइट सर.
और अगर कस्टमर फीडबैक ये आता है कि क्वालिटी प्रॉब्लम है, देन ऑफ कोर्स द मार्केटिंग टीम हैज टू गो बैक टू प्रोडक्शन और डिजाइन कि भाई क्वालिटी प्रॉब्लम क्यों आती है. उसको सॉल्व करने के लिए फिर आपको टीम करना पड़ेगा.
राइट सर.
Yeah, I think Ketan also asked something. He is unmuted. बोलिए, please.
Sir, I guess now with all these inputs, we should be able to, easily
हाँ, थोड़ा
complete.
स्ट्रक्चर कर लीजिए. We can always get back to it after
Right,
your
right.
initial structure is made. अभी तो
Right,
आप
right.
25th बता रहे हो ना.
Right,
Time
right,
तो है
sir.
अभी.
Correct, sir. So
आप
now,
अपना स्ट्रक्चर तो तैयार करिए,
correct.
तभी कुछ मैं इनपुट्स दे सकता हूँ.
I think now it has become very easy, to break down and answer this question. क्योंकि framework तो लगभग मिल ही गया कि how we have to approach the answer.
And next time what we will do is Saturday को we will start with the second question, performance management system वाला.
Okay,
And
sir.
वो अगर खत्म हो जाता है, we will come back to team in a QA format.
Okay, sir. That's perfect. I guess
ताकि
by
दोनों का आपका parallelly काम चलता रहे.
correct, sir. I
By
guess
Saturday you be ready with the team और उसके
Right.
questions handle करेंगे, और performance management का मैं structure दे दूंगा जो मेरे को ठीक लगता है.
correct. By that time, we'll also have a framework prepared for the first question.
Yes, that is important. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good. Okay. All the best. You are always welcome.
So I guess we can end the session for today, and then we can continue it on Saturday, 6 p.m.